So you're on this video. Right now, you're probably feeling depressed. Maybe you've been feeling depressed for a really long time. Maybe you've been depressed ever since you were very young. Maybe you even met with a doctor or whatever, and you were prescribed as being someone who is clinically depressed. That it is something that is chronic, that is this pain that you feel, that you've always felt, that you have this disease, so to speak, and that you have to take a medication in order to overcome this. You have a chemical imbalance of the brain, yada, yada, yada. Okay? I'm here to tell you something right now. Depression is not real. And I know that is probably the last thing you want to hear right now because, tell me if this sounds familiar. You feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders every single day, every single second. When the depression, quote unquote, hits you, it feels like everything loses its flavor, it loses taste, you can't even, like, the music you listen to doesn't even sound the same. Everything begins to lose meaning. The weight, the chaos of your mind just spins out of control, and you don't know how to overcome this. You don't know, and so you rely on exterior things. Exterior, whether it's drugs or substances or whatever it is, you rely on these things to try to ground you or bring you back or just at least take you out of this chaotic spin that's happening in your mind that is maybe even so potent that you begin to feel it literally in your body, that you begin to feel your body tense up and lose control, and all these feelings. I'm here to tell you right now, that feeling is real. It is a real feeling that occurs. However, this idea of depression has to stop. This idea that you are powerless over it, that the only thing that can help you in those situations is drugs, pills, and substances. This lie needs to stop. And I'm here to tell you right now, it can be done. It can be done. It is not easy, but it can be done. And here's how. First thing you need to understand about depression, like I said, it is not real. It is not real. If you think it is real, if you look at this idea of depression as this big scary monster, something you're never going to be able to overcome, something that has power over you, that has this real feeling that I know what you're talking about when we talk about depression, okay? But you need to understand, you have power over it. It does not have power over you. And by this understanding that this thing does not have power over you, not only does it not have power over you, but it is in fact not real, you will begin to see how you can control it, how you can overcome it. Depression, in my opinion, and in every sense of what I've experienced in my life, is no different than the feeling of fear. It is extreme fear. If you've ever been in a fearful situation, fear is a real emotion, okay? Sadness, depression, these are real emotions. But you need to understand that you are not your emotions. Your emotions do not make you who you are. Your thoughts are not you. This is critical. If you're ever going to understand and one day overcome this idea that you are a depressed human being, that you cannot overcome this, okay? But if you're watching this video, I know you believe that that's wrong. If you're watching this video, I know deep down you know that you can overcome this, that does not have power over you, or you would not be watching this video. So I'm here to tell you right now, you are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. Your thoughts and emotions do not make up who you are. The first thing you must understand if you are to ever have a chance of overcoming these immense and powerful feelings of fear, sadness, depression, and understand when you go through things in life, when you experience life, this is a mean and nasty place we live in, this earth we call home, okay? You must understand that it is that way for a reason. It is that way because we, as the beings of this earth, make it that way. This is a brutal place because of our choices, because of the choices of others, because of what we choose to allow into our lives. We are the beings that have dominion in this world. We were given that by God as we came here, as fallen creatures, okay? We were given power over this world, and we choose the outcome, ultimate outcome of our lives. That is the agency and freedom that you've been given. That is the power that you were created with. To have power over all things, to have dominion over all things, including your own thoughts and emotions. The key to understanding how to overcome depression is understanding who you are. is knowing where you came from and ultimately who you really are in this world. And understanding that, you begin to understand that, yes, you are not your emotions. You are greater than that. You need to think about this. Can you control your emotions? Can you control your thoughts? Can you change your thought? Can you change your emotion even by thinking about something? Does it create a reaction within you? If you were to think about right now puppies, I'm sure you would start to have a happy thought. If you were to start thinking about all the sadness in the world, let's just say, a baby dying, okay, one of the most depressed things we could ever talk about, a literal child, something that is like innocent. If you think about that and really bring that image into your mind, you're going to feel sadness. What does this tell you? Just this snapshot of what I've just expressed to you, this idea that even just thinking about something can change how you feel, shows you that your emotions and the feelings within you as a being, as a human being, the feelings that you experience on a day-to-day, even minute-by-minute basis are under your control. They are 100% under your control. And whether it is triggered by something else, and I know that word everyone loves to use, triggered. It is triggered by someone else that, made you feel, quote unquote, made you feel depressed, made you feel sad, or maybe they made you feel happy. Think about all the YouTube videos that you can watch that make you feel happy. Okay? This influence of other exterior things over you, it is because you have no idea how to control your mind. You don't know who you are, and you don't know the power that you have to control your feelings and emotions. And that is ultimately the greatest and most important journey of this life, is to learn how to control yourself, to be in total control, or as honestly the higher laws teach us, to create order out of chaos. Because the feelings and emotions and your thoughts, the infinite thoughts that you can have on a day-to-day basis, is chaos. And if you do not create control, if you cannot control the chaos, then the chaos will control you. And chaos in of itself is darkness. It is this feeling of depression, sadness, and fear. It is all of those things wrapped into one, which is why, yes, those feelings you have do seem real. But they're not real because they're fictitious. They're made up. They come from an exterior source that has no power over you, and you given the power to command it away from you if you were to just speak it, if you were to just think it. And yes, it is that simple. Don't let anyone else tell you ever that it is not that simple, that you can simply think and speak to get rid of or to bring in whatever thoughts and feelings you desire to have in your life. That is who you are. And that is the power that you've been given. This is why I feel it's so dangerous for doctors to sit down and tell you, you are a depressed person. That is who you are. That is your diagnosis for the rest of your life. And so people get in this in their head of like, I am depressed. Okay, well, that's who I am. Nothing could be more dangerous than that. And notice your identity, your literal identity, and a part of who you are has been attached to this idea that I am depressed. A doctor or someone I'm supposed to trust told me that this is who I am, this is what I'll have forever, and I can only overcome it through pills. It is complete and utter nonsense, to say the least. To use nice words in this moment, it is nonsense for you to even come close to believing that that is who you are, that has anything to do with your identity. Understanding this is the key to overcoming all feelings and having complete and total control of your life, of your emotions, and of your thoughts. This is how you control where no one can control you, whether through influence or through triggering you. If you were to just understand this, if the whole world were to just understand who you are, the power that you are given, and the control you have over not only yourself, but over everything around you, then this world would be a better place. And you would live a more joyous and peaceful life if you can just come to an understanding of who you really are. That is the key to overcoming depression, to overcoming any of these feelings. I'm not saying that these are not going to continue to come at you. Shit's going to happen in your life. Okay, car accidents, death even, sickness, it happens. This is a mean and nasty place, and that will never go away. But what will maybe if you listen to what I'm teaching you right now, if you just take this into account, maybe what can happen is you can become strong. You can become someone that can handle more pressure, that can handle the chaos of this world, that you can be someone who can handle and stay strong and poised under chaos. That is the journey of our lives, is to become strong, is to become someone who can overcome the world. That is who you really are. And I cannot say this enough to teach you this, that you are not a depressed human being. You are a literal son or daughter of God. You have been given an eternal soul. That is who you are, and you have power over all things in this world, let alone even your feelings or your thoughts. I want you to understand, think about your thoughts. Maybe that's not something you've ever done in your life, and if you have not done that, start doing it. Start thinking about your thoughts, and understand, you will come to see that your thoughts, even your thoughts, are not you. You exist outside and above your thoughts, and your thoughts are above your feelings. So if you can control your own mind, if you can control your own thoughts, by whether it comes into your thought process or but it comes from some other exterior source, you can switch it. You can change your process within your mind. And this might sound so basic, and yet this is literally the answer. We talk about the chemical reaction within our bodies that happen when we are depressed. Well, anytime you have a thought process that triggers an emotion, it is a chemical reaction. Whether you feel joy, pain, suffering, fear, it's all a chemical reaction. But it is controlled, and it begins up here. But even your mind is not the answer. You are the answer. To control your mind, to recognize that you exist outside of your own thoughts, that you control the entirety of your being. That is how you overcome any of these things, whether we're talking fear, depression, anxiety. Doesn't matter what you're dealing with, you must come to an understanding of who you truly are. And it's simply by asking that question, asking and seeking the answer to that question alone, you will be led to the answer. Because the promise given to us is ask and ye shall receive. And the greatest question of your life is to know who you are. The greatest lesson of all the ages is to know thyself. And when you know yourself, when you know who you are, then nothing will have dominion or power over you. No one, no other human being, no, let alone emotion or whatever you occur in your life, you recognize that you have power over all things. And that is a lesson that not only you need to come to understand, but the world needs to understand, because we are so flooded with this toxic medication, this toxic idea that we are allowed to be triggered, that our thoughts and our feelings matter. Honestly, this idea that we can be triggered, that this world, that these people that are so soft, that have no idea who they really are. They think that they just need a pillow in order to, save themselves, a safe room. They need safety. No, you don't need safety. What you need is to be strong. What you need is to recognize your power and who you really are. And it is by doing that you recognize that your thoughts and emotions have no power over you. But they are a powerful tool if you can learn to control them. If you can learn to master your body, your mind, and ultimately understand your soul. Now, you need to understand that the development process of recognizing who you are is not just found in, reading books. It is more than that. It is a discovery process to find who you are. One of the easiest ways, one of the greatest tools you've been given to controlling your mind is actually the body. You use the body to control the mind. If the mind is out of wit, then use your body, whether through exercise, meditation, or any form of, honestly, stress on the body, will allow you to seek control over the mind. It is a practice. When you exercise, when you control the body, when you force yourself into a painful situation, you step over a barrier of pain, fear, whatever it is. There's always this little pinch before you begin a workout, before you go for a run, of just this little bit of and it is overcoming that, what others call the bitch voice, that voice inside you that tries to keep you down. It is by overcoming that is a simple practice of a day-to-day life of overcoming the thoughts and feelings that you have in your life. This is the secret to not only overcoming depression, but to discovering who you really are and to stepping into your true power as a literal eternal being. Now, I hope this was helpful today. I hope I was able to give you a little bit of context. If you have questions, and I'm sure you do, put them down in the comments right now where I'll be able to answer your question directly. And if you want to see more videos like this, please hit that like button so I know that this is something that I should continue to talk about to help you in any way I can. We'll see you on the next video.